Greatness. A concept humanity has chased since the moment we learned to think beyond survival. Maybe you feel it too. That burning feeling inside of you, a restless ambition telling you you're meant for something more. But what does it actually cost? To reach that level, what does it take? Who are you willing to become? From the athletes we celebrate, to the stories we tell from the ones still writing their own.
Really in pursuit of greatness.
Success is universally celebrated, but what greatness demands rarely is. And no, it's not obsession. That's been said thousands of times. The true cost is something no one really talks about. So let me ask you, are you willing to pay the price of... There are only two paths on the way to greatness, and whichever one you choose determines whether greatness becomes your life or simply a moment in time. The first path is obvious. You chase greatness to escape. Maybe it's the 40 hours a week at a job you don't care about, or the degree you're pursuing because everyone told you it was the smart thing to do. Either way, the reason is the same. You're trying to escape a life you're scared of being stuck with forever. And somewhere along the way, you were hardwired to believe that any second spent not chasing greatness means you're falling behind. So you work harder, you sacrifice more, you obsess relentlessly because that's what everyone says greatness demands. And to be fair, this path works. People on this path often succeed, but it's also the path where people most often lose themselves. Because slowly, those sacrifices stop being temporary. Simple pleasures that once brought joy start to feel like guilt. Friends drift, relationships feel like distractions, and you justify all of it with one thought. Once I reach the top, it'll all be worth it.
Movie marketing magic
Doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme, Christmas Day, Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme, one of the biggest movies of the year, tells the story of an obsessively ambitious man, someone willing to go to hell and back to achieve his dreams. And in the end, he does. He makes it to Japan for his final match. Everything he worked for leads to one moment. Ultimately, he wins. By every definition we celebrate, Marty achieved greatness. But the final shot of the movie doesn't show him celebrating. It's a hospital room. Marty staring into the eyes of his newborn child, slowly realizing what he was never prepared for.
Harper's on it, behind the screen. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their second three-peat.
6 championships, 5 MVPs, the most dominant run in modern sports history. Michael Jordan was the embodiment of greatness. 2 men, both obsessed, both driven, but only one was able to keep going. So what was the difference? It wasn't talent, it wasn't work ethic, and it wasn't obsession. Jordan took the second path to greatness. Some people spend years chasing an idea of greatness they've built in their heads, but what often happens is they reach the top and realize it wasn't what they truly wanted. In the pursuit of greatness, they lost what mattered most, their happiness. Because reaching greatness is one thing, but sustaining it, that's what actually matters. And you can't sustain a life you don't enjoy living every day. If you can't sustain it, then it isn't greatness. It's just a moment. Obsession can get you there, but staying there takes something much deeper. Alignment. Because when you're aligned with what you're chasing, obsessing doesn't feel like a constant struggle. It feels natural. That's what separated Michael Jordan. He didn't just obsess over the game, he loved it. Basketball wasn't something he used to escape his life. It was aligned with who he was. That's why he could lose over and over and come back. That's why he could win 3 championships in a row, retire, and return even stronger. Because he loved the process. And that's what allowed greatness to last. Most people think the cost is the sacrifice. The hours you spend obsessing, but it's not. The real cost is who you become and the life you have to live once you get there. You can have all the money in the world, all the success, appear great from every outside perspective, but still wake up every day unfulfilled. So the real question isn't, can you reach greatness? It's, can you live with what it takes to sustain it? Because greatness isn't the win. It's the system and identity that keeps producing wins. And if the identity is unsustainable, then greatness is always temporary. Marty didn't just win. He became a very specific person in order to win. Hyper-obsessed, emotionally narrow, willing to burn everything else, defined entirely by the pursuit. That version was effective, but fragile, because it could only exist under very specific conditions. The moment his life expanded, a child, those conditions disappeared. So the identity that produced greatness died, and without that version of him, greatness couldn't survive either. If greatness requires you to abandon relationships, sacrifice joy, shrink your humanity, then the moment life expands, the greatness collapses. Not because you failed, but because it was built on a version of you that couldn't grow. So maybe the problem isn't wanting greatness. It's wanting the wrong version of it. True greatness is loving what you do and loving who you're becoming enough to keep building. And that's what greatness demands. I don't think Marty didn't love the game of ping pong. I think he did. But he didn't love the person he was becoming. And that's exactly why the greatness couldn't last. He couldn't live with the version of himself that got him to greatness in the first place. Everyone says you need to love what you do, and that's true, but it's only half the battle, because you have to love the person you're becoming also. Without self-love, greatness doesn't matter. Self-love is what aligns you to your goals. It's what keeps you fulfilled, not because of your wins, but because you have a deep passion for what you do day in and day out. Love yourself first. Love what you do, and greatness will follow. You won't be motivated by insecurity and by fear. You'd be acting out of pure love and passion, something that lasts much longer. So never forget, in your pursuit of greatness, if you ever start questioning yourself, slow down, reconnect with what you love. Time with friends, family, old hobbies, small joys. Because greatness shouldn't require you to sacrifice everything that makes life worth living. So love what you do. Love who you're becoming. And never stop growing. That's when greatness stops being something you chase and starts becoming inevitable.